So the last but one strategy way we if you take generate ideas, they call them brainstorming. I know say you hear brainstorming before. Me myself, I use brainstorming every time. Basically, when you want to come up with some ideas where you have value, the first thing you do, for me, that be what I do, be say I find some book. I get a book now that I sit down, that study right, the thing I want to do, right? If I want to create anything, I want to come up with any business idea, I go study right non-stop. I dey write all nonsense join. Whatever go come my mind is I dey write down plenty. So I dey figure like 5 pages non-stop. I dey go someplace alone that I dey write. Your brain be the power. It dey there. You just no give them chance. That be why. It dey there. So that be what I dey do. But could look at brainstorming. So basically, brainstorming be used to generate a number of ideas. It follow about 4 or 5 processes. The first one be listing, right? So you will list a lot of information about anything, that particular thing you want to do. You will list plenty within a short time for the right plenty. That be brainstorming. So normally, if a day alone or people for day alone, or maybe even if you're day in a group, everybody for be quiet and they write or they sketch or whatever, right? The next point be clustering. So when you cluster, you understand, let's say you want to do fish farming, you brainstorm what type of fish you want to do, what type of fish farming you want to do, right? Then you narrow down to say you want to do cattle fish farming. Cool. Or cassava fish farming or any of those other fish farming. You categorize them. So now the clustering level be you go group them into all the categories and the one you want to work with. Now, if you decide say you want to do mud fish farming, then you go write them for middle somewhere, then circle them, then you start to write all the different ideas about them. You understand? So that be how it did. Now, the next thing you go do, you go free write. Free write, and the other one be looping. Like the looping like that, if you give yourself 5 minutes, you go talk say, yo, within 5 minutes, I did come up with these so many amounts of ideas. So like within 5 minutes, you just dey write non-stop. Nobody for distract you. That be brainstorming. It write. You understand? So basically brainstorming, it start with you go list, the information down, and then you go cluster them, you go put them in groups. Then you go choose the one you want to write about, then you go write about them. If you want to write about different ones, you just circle them, you go write about them, or move on to another page, you go write about them. Then you go free write. That'd be like a process of generating a lot of information by writing non-stop, same idea. And then you go loop write. You understand? There's a way to do them. So after you free write for the first time, you identify the key thoughts or ideas for the whole thing you want to do inside. Then you go write them again, like that particular information for that particular key point where you have. You understand? Then you go do them. Whether you want to do the farming for barrel inside, the fish farming for barrel inside, or this tank, or with an poly tank or whatever. And I guess they do that. Or any other means, whether it be pond, like a real pond, or whatever you want to do, and for list all. You understand? So when you make soa, then you loop them back, then you add so much information. You go see over a period of time, you think through the thing. Based on some research you go do, and then the writing you write, you go see your brain go start give you ideas. The thing there your brain inside. If you no tap into them, it is there. Forgive your brain a chance.